Two island nations, two ancient cultures, separated by thousands of kilometers of open ocean, yet connected by something no one expected. What if Japanese and Filipino DNA shared a hidden story buried deep in human history? Scientists weren't looking for this connection. There were no legends describing it, no written records pointing to it. But once geneticists mapped ancient markers hidden inside human cells, they realized these islands were never truly alone. Japan and the Philippines appear worlds apart. Japan sits in the far north of the Pacific island chain, shaped by cold currents, rugged mountains, and long periods of isolation. The Philippines lies near the equator, a warm tropical archipelago shaped by constant migration, trade winds, and ocean travel. Culturally, different languages, different belief systems, different historical timelines. For centuries, historians believed these differences meant separate human origins. But DNA does not follow borders. DNA records movement, survival, and adaptation. When scientists began comparing ancient Asian genomes, they realized something important. The ocean did not isolate people, it connected them. And nowhere is this more surprising between Japan and the Philippines. Japanese genetics are considered one of the most genetically stable populations in Asia, making them ideal for ancient DNA studies. Modern Japanese DNA comes from two major ancestral layers. One, Jōmon people, 14,000 years ago. Indigenous hunter-gatherers, lived in Japan since the end of the last ice age. Extremely ancient genetic lineage. Left behind pottery older than that of Egypt. Genetic traits, unique Y-DNA haplogroup D1A. Rare mtDNA lineages M7A, N9B. Minimal outside influence for thousands of years. 2. Yayoi migrants, 2,300 years ago. Arrived from mainland East Asia. Introduced rice farming, metallurgy, and social stratification. Carried Y-DNA O1b2. These two groups blended slowly over centuries. Because Japan is surrounded by water, genetic mixing afterward was limited, preserving ancient DNA signals. This stability allowed scientists to detect even tiny foreign genetic traces, including ones that shouldn't have been there. If Japan represents genetic continuity, the Philippines represents genetic crossroads. The Philippine archipelago consists of over 7,600 islands sitting directly on ancient maritime highways. Filipino DNA reflects layer upon layer of migration. Austronesian seafarers originated near Taiwan 4,000 to 5,000 years ago. Spread across Southeast Asia and the Pacific. Master canoe builders and ocean navigators. Negrito populations, among the oldest human inhabitants in Southeast Asia, arrived tens of thousands of years ago. Distinct genetic profile different from East Asians. Additional influences: East Asian coastal ancestry, minor South Asian gene flow, traces linked to Pacific Island populations. Because of this, Filipino Y-DNA includes O1A, O2, C2. mtDNA shows B4A1A, E, and M7C3C. This extreme diversity made Filipino DNA especially valuable and especially surprising when compared to Japan. When researchers ran high-resolution genome comparisons, something unexpected appeared. Not large overlaps, not recent mixing, but small, consistent echoes. Scientists found shared ancient maternal lineages, mtDNA, low-frequency markers common in coastal East Asia, genetic signals predating written history.
These markers were too old to be explained by modern migration, too rare to be coincidence, too consistent to ignore. Some Japanese individuals carried genetic remnants linked to early Austronesian expansion. Some Filipino groups carried traces consistent with ancient northern coastal migrations. This did not mean Japanese and Filipinos are closely related today. One group descended from the other. It meant something far more important. Their ancestors met, briefly, repeatedly, and long ago. Before compasses, before maps, before writing, humans crossed oceans. Archaeological and genetic evidence now shows Austronesian sailors navigated using stars, winds, and currents. Maritime networks connected Taiwan, the Philippines, and Indonesia. Northern expansion reached the Ryukyu Islands, acting as stepping stones towards southern Japan. These journeys were not mass migrations. They were small groups, seasonal movements, trade, and exploration. Even limited contact leaves permanent genetic fingerprints. Once a gene enters a population, it never completely disappears. DNA remembers what history forgot. Genetics wasn't the only surprise. Researchers began noticing cultural parallels shaped by island life. Strong ancestor veneration, spiritual respect for nature and the sea, mythologies tied to creation, storms, and oceans, early wet rice agriculture, maritime symbolism in art and folklore. These similarities don't prove shared ancestry. Instead, they show something equally powerful. Humans adapt in similar ways when facing similar environments. Island civilizations evolve shared solutions, even when separated by vast distances. This discovery reshapes how we understand Asia's past. It proves humans mastered ocean travel far earlier than believed. The Pacific was a bridge, not a barrier. Genetic isolation is often an illusion. Japan and the Philippines are not genetic siblings. They are not branches of the same tree. They are roots in the same forest, connected underground, invisible on the surface. Science didn't uncover a secret family tree. It uncovered something deeper, that humans have always moved, always explored, always crossed impossible distances in search of survival. And sometimes the smallest fragments of DNA tell the biggest stories humanity has ever known.